Hey guys, thanks for taking the time to evaluate Genesis Pure, and congratulations on launching your business. My name is Ryan Ridgway. I initially saw Genesis Pure back in June of 2013, and after a 7-week time frame working this as a part-time business, was able to fully retire from the corporate realm. The results from a health perspective and from a business perspective have just been incredible. So I'm really excited to share with you today. This video is entitled 10 ways to launch a huge Genesis Pure business. And we're going to get into exactly that, the nitty-gritty, what exactly it's going to take if you see this as a large full-time business in the future for you. With that being said, if you're a new person seeing anything Genesis Pure related for the first time, please don't watch this quite yet. Take the time to evaluate the Genesis Pure compensation plan. Check out the link that I have in the description of this video. Go over the compensation plan and get back with the person who initially invited you to view Genesis Pure. And if you don't have a person, you can obviously feel free to get back with me as well. My contact information is in the description link for anyone new. And with that, we are going to move right along, guys. Here is 10 ways to launch a huge Genesis Pure organization. Alright guys, step number 1 to launching a huge Genesis Pure business. You're going to want to make your first order. Now, is it essential that you have products in your hand or this astronomical product testimony before sharing the opportunity? Not whatsoever. Please feel free to start sharing this with friends and family, but eventually you will want to try the products. There's a couple different options for you here. You at least, at the very minimum, want to become active. Becoming active means that you've placed a 100-point order for yourself and your family to start trying out the products and seeing results. Now that's at the very minimum. If you're seeing this as a long-term, sustainable and huge business, as this video implies, you'll want to come in at one of the revenue share package. So what that's going to enable you to do is come in at a higher level in business and get paid a certain amount of shares per week based upon your sponsorship rate for that given week. It is absolutely going to maximize your income within the business, and it's not required, but it is suggested. So usually when I'm talking to people about this, it is a little bit of an extra startup cost, if you will, and so it's not my job to tell you your finances or how much money you should spend on launching a business. But when I saw this, I wanted to come in as big as possible. I wanted to truly maximize my earning potential. And so there's a few different packages. There's a 300-point package, a 900-point package, and a 1,500-point package. And you just have to take into consideration that whatever package you do initially is going to give you that much more product to initially try out or sample to friends and family when you're doing the show, share, connect method. And it's also going to put you at a higher level in business to where what you do is going to duplicate throughout your team. So just take into consideration that whatever example you set, getting started is likely what your team is going to follow. And that's the number one reason why it's so essential to come in big. If at all possible, please, 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 it will benefit your business so much doing a 900 or a 1,500-point package, and that's going to duplicate through further levels and further generations throughout your team. Alright guys, step number 2 is to hop on your AutoShip. There's a few reasons why this is important. One, it's going to ensure that you're on the products at all times. You can hop on your AutoShip on any given month, a couple of days before it ships out, and you can kind of check your inventory, if you will, or what products you need and say, okay, I need more liquid cleanse, I need more of the acai juice, etc., whatever products that you'd like to get. Another thing it's going to do is ensure that you get awarded PAR points. Now, PAR is a program that essentially says if you're on at least 100-point AutoShip or higher on a month-to-month basis, you're going to start accumulating PAR points at a 20% ratio. What that entails is that you can call into the corporation every few months and say, hey, my name is Mr. Ridgway, my IBO number is etc., and I want to cash in on my PAR points. They'll tell you how many you have, and essentially you're going to get an extra 20% back on products that you've been ordering through your AutoShip. Additionally, from a business building perspective, you have a couple different options here. You can either be on at least 100 points AutoShip, or to maximize your earning potential, you'll want to do at least a 200-point AutoShip on a month-to-month basis, or on a 28-day recurring basis, I apologize. What that's going to enable you to do is maximize your earning potential. You're going to get paid 20% on first order bonuses as opposed to 10% if you're on a 200-point auto ship. So that means when you're personally sponsoring people that are coming in at revenue share packages, let's say someone does a $1,500 or a $900, you would get paid $300 or $180 just tabbed onto your check automatically if you're at that 200-point level. Compare that to the 10% level doing just a 100-point auto ship on a monthly basis. You'll get paid $150 or $90 respectively. So it's especially crucial at the beginning, at the onset of your business, to be on at least a 200-point auto ship. That way you can maximize your earning potential when you're signing up all these people on their revenue shares and ensure you don't leave any money on the table. Step 3 to launching a huge Genesis Pure business. Make sure to get to know your back office, guys. Don't spend too much time on this. It's a very, very robust tool. It's easy to let your eyes wander and just click on things for hours and hours and hours to see what all is there, which, feel free to do in your meantime, but again, don't spend too much time with this. Even I come across some things sometimes where I'm like, I had no idea I could track this through my back office. So get to know the main highlighted tools and tabs there, though. You can click on Shop Now, which is essentially a shopping portal through your back office. You can click on the AutoShip tab to be able to customize your AutoShip, the date, the shipping address, the card on file, things of that nature. One of the most important tabs on there, though, and go ahead and click around on this and just kind of get to know it a little bit, is the genealogy tab. If you're seeing this as a large business and want to build a big team, you'll be viewing this on a daily basis. The genealogy tab is essentially, a term for seeing your team in different representations. If you want to go through and you want to see the auto ships that are going to come out through your team on your left-hand side and your right-hand side for any given 4-week period, you can go and look at those exact figures. If you want to go in there and you want to see a graphical representation of your entire team, who sponsored who, the amount of sponsorships per rep for the last 30-day given period, you can track all that seamlessly through your back office. There is plenty to check out on there. There's a commissions tab that you can use for tax purposes or for just going back through and calculating some stuff out. So again, take a little bit of time, get to know your back office, not only for yourself, but for when you're enrolling new people. That way you can take them through a seamless transition. You can say, welcome to your business. Let me take 5-10 minutes and walk you through your back office a little bit, and they can start duplicating that among their team and be the best IBO they can be. All right, guys, step number 4 to launching a huge Genesis Pure business. Get people to join the Facebook group. The Facebook group, in my opinion, is the most undervalued tool that we have. It's an incredible group, and now there's a few different ones depending on who you're seeing this from, who introduced you to myself for this video, but likely you're going to be on a Facebook group called The Network. The Network is based out of the Kansas City area, and resulting reps down through myself and a gentleman named Ryan Munyon and a few other great leaders within the organization. But what it's going to enable you to do is invite your other team members onto the group. It is an incredible resource for anyone new, anyone experienced for that matter, just anyone whatsoever involved in Genesis Pure. You're going to be able to find product testimonies. You're going to be able to find motivation. You're going to be able to find upcoming events, upcoming meetings, calls, anything that is essential or crucial to building a large Genesis Pure business is going to be there. Right now, as I make this video, I think there's about 750, 800 people involved in that group. So throughout your day, there's going to be a consistent amount of updates. I would encourage you to go up in the top right-hand corner of your Facebook when you're on that group and select the option to get updates so that whenever someone makes an update in the group, you're automatically notified. The group is a great resource. It's consistently being updated with all the newest information, meetings, events, and so you can get to know about it the second it pops up, get your team the knowledge they need, and it's an incredible resource, so ensure to take advantage of that. Numero 5, number 5 to launching a huge Genesis Pure business. Make sure to get yourself and your entire team signed up for text alerts. You can sign up for text alerts by texting the word PURE, capital P-U-R-E, to the number 91011. Again, that's texting PURE to 91011. What that will do is sign you up for text alerts that are going to be coming from Genesis Pure corporate headquarters. So every time there's a new product launch, every time there's a very large pin or leader within the organization that's going to be in a select city, you're going to be notified via text message. So in addition to the Facebook group, just another great resource, another great tool to ensure that you're knowledgeable and notified of everything coming down the pike. Step number 6, ensure to take advantage of the weekly training calls and weekly meetings. Now the weekly training calls are pretty much just going to be reserved for existing IBOs. They're a great tool to plug into to get some extra knowledge, get a little bit of extra weekend pump going to close out the pay period, and an astonishing tool to get the rest of your team on as well. You have a couple different options there. There's a Saturday morning training call, which is led up by Jeremy Fouts, #1 income earner within the organization. Incredible leader, some awesome stuff to be said on the Saturday morning training call. There's another training call that's going to be Sundays at 8 p.m. That one's typically led up by Chris Oppenheimer, another amazing leader within the organization. And, I would say there's little difference between the two. They are both fantastic resources, fantastic calls to be on. Just decide what works best for your schedule. If Saturday morning is more conducive to your schedule, hop on that one. If Sunday night at 8 p.m. is, hop on that one instead. No big deal whatsoever. The other resources to ensure to take advantage of is going to be the weekly meetings. Now you'll have a couple different options here, and I'm not going to break down details in this video because these are obviously susceptible to change. You can actually go out there and yourself and launch a weekly meeting. This is uncapped here, but right now typically we're having meetings on every single Monday, and with the exception to where big pins or larger leaders come into town, we would cancel that meeting and focus everything on the new leader coming in town, taking advantage of the largest opportunities possible to get this in front of the most people and expand your growth of your business as fast and as brisk as possible. Step number 7, go to the quarterly conferences. I'm going to just put it out there, plain and simple. It is not even important. It is arguably essential that you go to the quarterly conferences. It will literally put your team and yourself in a position that is about 6 to 8 months ahead of someone who decided not to go. It's going to be typically a 2-day event or a 1-day event if it's more of a regionalized conferences. But these are things that are going to be held every 90 days or so. And honestly, a lot of people, what they'll do is set goals conference to conference based on conference attendance or reaching a particular rank and saying, hey, I want to hit Ruby. Hey, I want to hit Emerald and Diamond and Black Diamond prior to or coming out of this next conference. And what you'll often see that what the conference does for your organization is so incredibly powerful. Get your team there. We have one coming up in 6 weeks here, and it's going to be an awesome push to just try and get everyone there and ensure that you do the same. What's going to happen is that at the larger conferences, you're going to have Dr. Lindsay Duncan. He usually does about a 4 to 5 hour, seminar based on naturopathic health, healing, cleansing, balancing, building, eliminating toxins from your system. Personally, I was someone prior to being involved in the business that I felt was pretty well versed on the subject of health, exercise, working out, eliminating toxins, things of that nature. And sitting with Dr. Lindsay for just 4 to 5 hours, I realized that, clear the slate. I know absolutely nothing about that stuff, and it was one of the most enlightening experiences I've ever had the opportunity to take a part of. So from a health perspective, if you're not even looking at this as a large business and you're just in it for the products, go to the conference. You will get so much out of it. It's unbelievable. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, if you are looking at this as a large, long-term sustainable business, you need to be at the conferences. It is an absolute necessity. They are a great launching pad every 80 to 90 days to say, okay, this is where my business is at, and I'm going to use this as a gauge to move forward with my business and set goals coming out of that. You're going to get enlightened by some of the brightest minds, not only in Genesis Pure, but in the business world in general. You guys have, people like Jeremy Fouts, Jared Burnett, people that are earning $3 to $4 million a year with this business are going to be there saying, this is what I did, this is what didn't work, this is what did work, and this is exactly A, B, C, how to get to your next rank, how to get to your next goal. And they're going to break it down very simply. There is no better source of education and no better opportunity you could take advantage of within Genesis Pure by getting you and the rest of your team to the quarterly conferences. Very essential to your success. Step number 8, one of the most important steps to launching a huge Genesis Pure organization. Guys, this is incredibly important. Make a list. Make a list written down on paper. This is not 10 to 15 names in the back of your head that you're going to forget or leave out certain people due to a certain demographic or due to the fact that you think they wouldn't do well in Genesis Pure. Make a list and make it as giant as possible. I'm talking go through your Facebook, get every single person on Facebook. Go through your LinkedIn profile, write down every single person on your LinkedIn profile. If you're an organizational freak like I tend to be sometimes, you can even forego the pen and paper altogether. This is oftentimes a little bit better. What I use as a tool is Microsoft Excel. It enables you to put all your contacts in one easy to see organizational format to where you can take notes saying, I talked to this person. They weren't necessarily interested in an opportunity for extra income at this time, but they said for me to follow up 2 months down the road. These are notes that are important. These are notes that are continually important for your success in Genesis Pure and give you a little bit more organization with following up with people. When I say make a huge list, I mean make it just huge as possible, guys. Don't leave anyone out because you feel that they wouldn't do well in Genesis Pure. Make a list of people you love, people you hate, people that start with the name A or B or C or D, people that said they would never want anything to do with network marketing. Please put them on your list. Put every single person. Seeing everyone in one clear list, one clear format is going to give you a sense of clarity, give you a sense of organization when you're going through this and selecting who your top players are going to be within your organization. Step number 9, you got to start sharing this with people. If you were listening to steps number 1 through 8, chances are you have a pretty good understanding of your business right now and are starting to get some great knowledge and are getting pretty excited to share this with people. But that's the number 1 step, guys. I mean, this has to be shared with other people. At the end of the day, your quote-unquote work, I put that in quotations because it really is fun, guys. I'm sitting here on my couch right now. I could be sitting out at the pool. I could be on the golf course. I could be working out at the gym. One of my favorite times to work is when I'm at the gym. I'll be making phone calls as I'm exercising, meeting new people at the gym. But anyways, guys, however you want to do this, you need to get the Genesis Pure opportunity in the faces of new people. This could be done a couple different ways, and regardless of what you want to do, honestly, it doesn't even matter. It just matters that you're utilizing the Show, Share, Connect system and that you're doing it consistently. This could be through the process of a one-on-one, taking someone out for lunch, for a cup of coffee. This could be done in a more of a small group environment where you have a select group of friends or family members or other people down through your team who know people who want to come over to your house or their house and just sit down in the living room somewhere, click play on a video and start evaluating Genesis Pure, knowing that you can do a simple and seamless connect call afterwards and get everyone connected up to their leadership all at once. You could also use this in a larger environment, i.e. inviting people out to a larger group or more regionalized meeting. It does not matter how you do this, it just matters that you are doing it, and it's important. If you know people that are at more of a distance within your organization or potential prospects for your business, you can do this all over the phone. You can show, share, connect. If you absolutely have to, forego the share portion if they're just at a large distance, or you can feel free to send them a product. But when I launched my business, I did know people that were at a lengthy distance away from me, to where I couldn't necessarily give them a stick of E2 or a metabolic boost, and they had to wait until their first order to try that. But I was eager to get this in the hands of some people, and I just went ahead and started calling them anyways and say, you know, I have something I have my hands on that is arguably the best business opportunity that I have ever seen. I have evaluated 20 to 30 different companies within direct sales and network marketing and have never seen anything like this. I have to show you this. What's good time-wise today or tomorrow? And if you have a sense of excitement and if you have a sense of urgency, everyone will look at this business and most will get involved. I'm just telling you that right now. Excitement and urgency are the two most important factors during your invite. And I could talk for days about what a quote-unquote proper invite looks like or how to be an effective communicator. But at the end of the day, it's all about the efforts. You know, if you find what you're saying on the phone or saying to people out in public isn't working, change it up a little bit. And it's a numbers game, guys. Not everyone is going to want to get in your business, but you will never know who's going to be a dud, who is going to say no to you, or who is going to get in your business and become a black diamond unless you go out and specifically go and ask them, prospect them, help them get their business launched. And the last but not least step to launching a huge Genesis Pure organization is set a goal for yourself. More specifically, set a 90-day goal for yourself and set a 30-day goal for yourself and set a goal for right now, for this week, on what rank you want to hit, what income level you want to hit, what you want to accomplish. Setting a goal doesn't have to be dependent on the amount of money you want to earn. You know, maybe rack your brain a little bit. Think about what you do have in life. Think about what you don't have in life. Think about the things that you want to do for other people. Think about the things that you want to do for your family or your loved ones. You know, think about the next time that you go to a gas station and you want to put a full tank in your car as opposed to $5. I mean, there's just little things here and there, depending on where you're at in life, that are going to determine and you know, collectively decide what your goals are going to be. So first few ranks, star 300 and star 900, those are very easily attainable to such an extent that you can literally accomplish that by the end of tonight. If you're seeing this for your first time and you're excited to get ready and rolling, you can knock out those first couple ranks pretty quickly. Get your number 1 and your number 2 spot enrolled, your left side and your right side. These are very crucial spots. These are going to be the top pins or the top spots within your organization moving forward. Every single person who gets started on your team after these guys is going to be on their team. So when I was looking at this, I wanted to really benefit some people in my life. You know, I put my dad, my mom, my sister, my very close friends, and people that I felt were going to do very well within this business at the top of my organization. And it built a very stable base for me to build off of and move forward with. So I hit star 300, star 900 very quickly. Those levels pay on average an extra $3,000 and an extra $10,000, $800 per year. So star 900, like I said, you can accomplish that your first week or two if you want to. At that point, you're bringing in close to, on average, an extra $1,000 a month. You know, think about what you can do with an extra $1,000 a month. You're talking about a car payment. You're talking about a significant impact towards your monthly mortgage payment. You're talking about a point where, you know, people will uproot their families and move 10 states away to earn $10,000 an extra a month, or get a raise, or join a new company. You're doing something that other people will drastically change their life for in a matter of weeks with little effort and a little part-time work. Now, once you're hitting some of these larger ranks, silver, gold, that's more of a 3 to 6 week to 10 week scenario. You know, you can absolutely put that together in a matter of a couple months, and that's getting into some bigger income. I mean, gold pays on average an extra $34,000 a year. When I saw that, I said, wow, that's about my base income at my job, and if I can reach that in the next 5 to 6 months here, you know, who knows, maybe I can step away from my job at that point. Ended up going very well for me. I was able to hit the gold level in business in my first 7 weeks, and collectively decided at that time that it was the best option to step away from my job and pursue Genesis Pure full-time at that time. You know, look at that level and look at Ruby level, you know, an extra $119,000 a year. The Diamond level, an extra $238,000 a year. The Black Diamond level, an extra $1 million+ a year. Those bigger ranks are kind of hard to wrap your mind around at times. So don't get too caught up in those and say, wow, you know, that is a very tall peak to climb. That is a huge mountain. I'll never get there. just start easy. Set the first couple goals for this week and this month, and you say, you know, I want to hit silver by the end of the month. And then flash forward on a 90-day game plan, then you can go into more of, you know what, I want to hit ruby. I want to hit some of these bigger ranks that I know I can achieve if I just take some minimal part-time effort and work this consistently. You know, the important thing after saying all that is set a goal, write it down on paper, look at it in the mirror, have it, you know, focusing around in your head consistently. There was a study done once by a leading institution that said the number of people that write down their goals is 2%, or the percentage, I'm sorry. 2% of people out of 100% write down their goals, and that 2% collectively makes more money per year than the other 98% that didn't write down their goals. So very important step, guys. That's the power of writing down your goals. Those were the 10 steps to launching a giant, a huge, an enormous Genesis Pure organization. As you can see, very simple stuff, but as long as you're doing this consistently, repeatedly, it is a very simple system. Show, share, connect, and take advantage of the philosophy of the products and truly believe in that at your core and start sharing it. Cleanse, balance, build, and you're going to do fantastic within this business. Again, thank you for joining. Thank you for evaluating Genesis Pure and having the courage to launch your own business venture. It is something that very little people do in this society. And so, congratulations once again. If you have any questions whatsoever, my contact information is within the description field of this video, and you can reach me at any time. I'd be more than happy to help you launch your business and truly be all you can be. Thanks for joining me today.